Hello, welcome to Operation Crypto, and welcome to a new video where we'll be checking out Zilliqa. It is on a good run now, so I think it's a good time to jump into some more price analysis. We'll have a look at some key levels that we could target as buy-ins or even as a trading position. And then we'll also look at some take profit regions, and then maybe even a bit of a price prediction thrown in there. If you're new to this channel, then please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and let's crack on. So starting off this video, we will just analyse the majors. So we'll take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then we will look at Zilliqa in both the USDC and the BTC pairing. So BTC still within this range now. I mean, a lot of people have been very bearish, especially across CT, crypto Twitter. It's been an absolute bloodbath, and I think everyone seems to think we're in a full-blown bear market, whereas for me, that was just a test of a yearly open, if you can see back then. Multiple taps before we did then take off. I think this is the same scenario again, to be honest. I'm not calling for a bear market quite yet. I think we've still got a fair bit of room in this cycle to grow before we do get in a major pullbacks. But if you're looking at this move, we did tap at 41k again, which is that top of that range, and we've rejected, and like I say, everything's been very bearish. We come up, we had a nice bounce off that pretty much 28,800 level, come up to test 35k region, and then we rejected again, all the way down to 30,200, and we're pushing up at a key level of resistance now. This 35k region, 34,700 region, it's going to be a tough area to crack, but I think if we can flip this to support, then I think we've got a good chance of running to a fairly mediocre July. I know June's been pretty much horrific for crypto, but I think we're going to have a little bit of a rise throughout July. I think we might come back up and test this high range. I can't see us breaking out of this, to be honest. I think if we come up towards this range, we might get a bit of FUD thrown in there, and a little bit of fear and trying to get people to shake out. But I think July, going on sideways, are going to be a little bit okay. Nice steady rise, maybe a few pullbacks back into this mid-range. And then going into August, I reckon we're going to start to see some really bullish price action. But let's see, it's only my opinion. Just looking at Bitcoin here, we are rejecting off this area currently. If we do reject and come down, maybe look at buys at this area at 31,300. So that's BTC pretty much covered. Not much going on there apart from waiting for a breakout. Main one today is Ethereum USDT. It is on my charge. I just put a tweet out saying we've actually eventually got out of this horrible downtrend. I mean, you could extend this line all the way up to here. I mean, you could extend it all the way up to here. We've actually had that breakout now. So, in terms of structure, it is looking okay. We need to close above this region here, which is mid-range, that EQ, around 2,000k. So yeah, $2,000 should I say. So that is the first area to break through. If we do close above this, which is looking very possible, then that will be flipped from resistance to support. As you can see, rejected off this 2k region a lot. So closing above that today will be bullish, and then I think we can go on and target that 2,200 region, and then look to this region here at 2.6. So all in all, a nice breakout there, and let's hope hopefully we can start to create some higher lows on this structure and really start to pick up some steam. So that's the two majors covered. What we'll be looking at in this video is Zilliqa USDT. So we have had a good rise. I mean, we've been all the way down to this horrible level down at 6 cents. We've had a bounce back if you look at that in terms of growth from that drop right on that wick to there. Done a 36% rise, which is good. And then if we look at today's daily candle, which looks quite bullish, we're nearly taking out all these wicks here, which will be good. At a closure above 8.2 cents is what we're looking for, really. But if we just look at this in terms of a daily candle, done that wrong, but there we go. That is a 21% candle today, so that's good, and that does hopefully show that we're going to spin around soon. Still early days, though, we are still massively down compared to where we've been. But let's have a look for some buying opportunities. If we're looking at this latest move, in terms of Fibonacci levels, we'll go from a bottom wick there to that top. As you can see, we are starting to roll over a little bit. So if you're looking for buys, a couple of areas. Golden ratio 7.2 cent, and I would ladder them down probably from 7.5 cent all the way down to 7 cent. I think within that region, I think could be a decent area for you to potentially pick up some buy orders if this move doesn't continue. But as you can see, potential double top forming there. So let's just see what goes on there. So buys within that range. If we're looking for take profits, I think really yeah, we need to close above that wick, to be honest. But yeah, in terms of take profits, you can use the extensions on the fib at 8.4 and 8.9 cent. And then this area around here is a key area for me. I think if we break above these wicks here, that will then flip us back bullish. That's around 9.9, 10 cent. I think a nice closure above that is what we are really looking for. So maybe not take profit down at these regions unless you're going to be trading. But if you're looking for accumulation, maybe let's have a look. Short term, we could get a rejection down here, but we're looking for a move to that side to then potentially take profit back down here and then a move back up to test that EQ up there. So that's a potential scenario what could happen. Remember, we could always drop bearish, and there's been no harm in having some orders down at 6 cent if the market does turn for the worst. Because remember, there's levels down here as well. If this could just be a little relief bounce, which we've had a lot of these, none of these relief bounces have materialized, and it has led to further dippage. So just be wary. Although I've kept my bullish sentiment throughout this, you just have to be wary that things could die. I bought some more Zilliqa the other day at 6.9 cent, I think it was. So I'm up decently on that. But yeah, I've got some USDC in place if the market does die off and it drops down to crazy levels, which you might think, oh, that's not possible. When, remember, always have some powder there ready in case the market does die. It has done a major retracement. I mean, looking at the daily, zoom out, how much have we dropped in terms of percentages? Because this will give you a good idea. 76%, so that's a massive drop for me. I think, honestly, these are excellent buying opportunities. So that's that pair covered. What I will do is take a look at the BTC pair in two. This is a setup I had last time, so I was looking for a rejection off this weekly level, sorry, monthly level, but it's not happened, and it's just continued to go down. So this is where I said for buys, and it's within that buy zone now. We are currently at 230 satoshis. We've been down to 205. I think that's a solid region to buy, considering we've been up to 450 satoshis recently. And if we look on the weekly time frame, miles away from the all-time highs in satoshis, we've been up to 2,500 sats, so there's a lot of room to grow. If you're looking to stack Bitcoin and you're trading alts to grow BTC, then I think this is a decent buy, to be honest. Had a nice bounce so far on the lower time frames on the 4 hour. If we just get rid of that now, because that's done. Let's have a look for some buy zones on this latest move, because remember, if BTC is going a bit of a random run, it does take it out of BTC pairing. So if you're looking for buys, I would still ladder some down to this weekly level down here at 190 sats. I think any orders though from 217 all the way down to 180, 190, I think they're solid buys, to be honest. If we don't drop down, the first area to break through is this 230, 240 sats. I think closing above that weekly level is what we need to then go up and target this region up here at 300, but still a long way off that. Yeah, I'm going to try and push out as much Zilliqa videos as I can over the course of the next few months, because I think bag holders who are still holding have been a little bit worried, so I like to give a little bit of positivity on the fact that everything's okay. Fundamentally, throughout this dip, Zilliqa has just grown stronger and stronger, and that's the same for a lot of projects, so do not get shaken out. This is a major act of manipulation across the board. If you've got some spare money, throw it in. I think you'll be laughing at course of the end of this this next cycle once it does start get up and running. So that's going to do it for today's video. Just some quick analysis on the two majors and Zilliqa and BTC and USDT. Actually, I did say we're going to do a price prediction on the USDT pair. I honestly think this is a multiple dollar asset at some stage in the future. I've got some levels marked up here where I will be taking profit at 75 cents. I've not got any levels up there, but with the circulation of this at around 10 billion, currently maybe a bit higher, I think this has got a long way to go, and I do think it will be a top 10 project, of course, over the next few years. So thanks so much for watching today. If you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.